70% of Walmart's goods face import tariffs ranging from 10% to 30%. Why? With profit margins under 3%. Can Walmart really swallow these costs without raising prices? At this moment, President Trump is delivering a stern message to one of America's retail powerhouses, Walmart. His directive is blunt: eat those tariffs. Don't pass them on to consumers. Walmart has quickly fired back with a clear warning: we cannot avoid raising prices. Tariffs on Chinese imports currently range from 10% to 30%, directly impacting around 70% of Walmart's inventory. With profit margins under 3%, the idea of fully absorbing these costs presents a massive financial strain. Consumers are now facing the real threat of price hikes, all while inflation lingers and interest rates rise steadily. This is no longer a matter of economic theory. It's a direct hit to the wallets of millions of American families. The first and hardest hit group will be low-income earners. When tariffs rise by 10% to 30%, prices on everyday essentials, groceries, household goods spike instantly. This is not a minor increase. It's a crushing financial load that forces families to scrutinize every single expense, even modest non-essentials, like dining out, vacations, and entertainment, are now on the chopping block. Tariffs don't target wealth. They add weight to those already burdened by high inflation and stagnant wages. And in this escalating tariff war, it is the most vulnerable Americans who are left to carry the heaviest cost. Walmart's warning isn't simply meant to alarm customers. It delivers a crucial message to both policymakers and the public. In a highly volatile market, price increases will sharply curb consumer demand, directly threatening Walmart's bottom line. Walmart knows that if another panic-buying wave hits hot, like what we saw during the early pandemic, it would choke supply chains and leave shelves empty. At the same time, the company's statement subtly underscores to the White House the immense burden these tariffs impose. Without swift policy corrections, the consequences will ripple outward, impacting not just Walmart, but the broader U.S. economy. Supply chain and economic analysts warn that with net profit margins under 3%, Walmart cannot realistically absorb tariffs of 10% to 30%. Attempting to fully internalize these costs would result in major financial losses and jeopardize the company's long-term stability. While giants like Walmart and Amazon may temporarily bear the strain due to their size, small and medium businesses will suffer the most, which many forced to shrink or shut down. This contraction will reduce product variety and raise costs for consumers across the board. Experts agree, this isn't just a battle between industry titans. It's a brutal economic reckoning for the U.S. retail sector. Imports from China have plunged due to strict shipping constraints and ongoing supply chain disruptions. At the Port of Los Angeles, the country's largest logistics hub, dozens of vessels have been delayed or canceled, causing critical shortages on store shelves and online platforms. As Walmart, a giant under growing tariff stress, raises prices, the impact is direct. Consumers will pay more for every loaf of bread, every gallon of milk, and every item of clothing. This is not just a price issue. It's a daily struggle to balance income and rising expenses for millions of American families. To survive, households are cutting back on travel, leisure, and life's small comforts just to stay financially afloat. And once again, low-income earners already squeezed by inflation and soaring debt are the ones hit hardest. Prices have surged by 15%. Walmart, a giant in the U.S. retail industry, has unexpectedly announced its withdrawal from the domestic market. What is the real reason behind this decision? How will it affect the lives of millions of consumers? Walmart's withdrawal from the U.S. market not only creates challenges for the workforce and related business partners, but also significantly impacts domestic consumers. The company's shift to countries with more favorable tax incentives and business environments is expected to increase pricing pressures on goods within the U.S. In the context of U.S. government tariff policies that have driven up operating costs for retailers, Walmart's inability to maintain consistently low prices will force consumers to face rising living expenses. This impact is particularly pronounced for essential items such as food, pharmaceuticals, clothing, and electronics. Walmart has long been regarded as a symbol of the everyday low-price retail model. providing affordable access to goods for people across all income levels. With Walmart's exit, substitute products are unlikely to maintain reasonable prices, as other suppliers will struggle to meet demand at similarly low costs. This will widen the economic divide within American society, especially in low-income areas where Walmart once played a crucial role in supporting community livelihoods. Walmart's decision to shift its business operations abroad reflects the company's globalization strategy. While this approach helps reduce production costs and taxes, it also raises questions about the influence of large corporations on the national economy. The primary reason behind Walmart's withdrawal is the rising costs caused by tariffs and economic policy instability in the U.S. By choosing markets with stable business environments such as Singapore, Ireland, and the UAE, Walmart can maintain flexibility in its global supply chain and minimize unnecessary expenses. However, this move also signals a shift in the global business model, where large corporations prioritize cost optimization. By exiting high-cost and economically unstable markets, this trend may trigger an undercurrent of job losses and income decline, directly impacting millions of workers and consumers in the United States. CEO Doug McMillon has announced plans to relocate Walmart's operational headquarters overseas, focusing on countries with stable business environments, attractive tax incentives, and supportive corporate policies, such as Singapore, Ireland, and the United Arab Emirates. Recently, Walmart has invested in developing distribution centers in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America to enhance its global operational flexibility. In small towns where Walmart serves as the largest employer, the local economy is facing significant impact, according to a report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS. More than 150,000 jobs could be directly affected over the next 3 years. Small and medium-sized businesses, which heavily rely on the customer traffic generated by Walmart, are also experiencing cascading difficulties, forcing many stores to close or scale back their operations. This event has sparked a heated debate over the effectiveness of protectionist tariff policies. Do these measures truly safeguard domestic jobs when they are driving major corporations to leave the U.S.? Why are companies like Walmart forced to withdraw from the market amid rising operating costs and unpredictable policy instability? Do these policies actually strengthen the U.S. economy, or are they simply shifting the burden onto consumers, already struggling with rising living expenses? Economists warn that implementing strict tariffs without a comprehensive strategy will produce unintended consequences, rising consumer prices, and reduced purchasing power, disruptions to global supply chains, loss of export markets for American businesses as domestic goods become prohibitively expensive. Walmart serves as a vivid example of this instability. Multinational corporations are now forced to consider survival strategies by relocating headquarters and supply chains overseas, a move that causes the U.S. to lose an economic icon while facing serious challenges in job creation and social stability.